Good morning and welcome to your Meet Your Future Blue Light 2025 webinar. I'm Felicity, part of the Education Work and Skills team at the Greater Manchester Combined Authority. So for those of you who joined us before, you might be aware that Meet Your Future launched in 2019 by the Mayor of Greater Manchester, Andy Burnham, to give young people like you the chance to meet real employers and explore different career paths. We've developed a suite of information, resources and services that are here to help you. So this can be found on GMAX. The link will be popped in the chat. Which many of you will already be familiar with, so please speak to your teacher to find out more. We hope the session inspires you and helps you feel more confident about your future in Greater Manchester. So in today's session, you'll be hearing from Izzy from the Greater Manchester Fire and Rescue Service. So please make sure to use the question box for any questions or thoughts you have during the session. You'll see this on the right-hand side of your screen, and we'll be publishing the questions that come through. So please ask your teacher to put any questions in the box, and we'll cover these in the Q&A section at the end. If you'd like to use captions or subtitles during the event, please select caption subtitles on in your video controls. So I'll now hand over to Izzy. Thank you. Over to you, Izzy.
Thanks, Felicity. So I am Izzy and I work in entry schemes at GMCA and GMFRS, which is the Combined Authorities and the Fire and Rescue Service. So I am the Learning and Development Senior Lead Advisor. So everything to do with T-levels, apprenticeships, internships, work experience, I am the person to oversee that. So just a brief introduction as to who we are. I said GMCA and GMFRS, but that is the Combined Authorities and the Fire and Rescue Service. Now, both groups are part of the same group and the same organisation, and the best interest of Greater Manchester is in the heart of what we do. Now, currently, 2% of Greater Manchester workforce is in a blue light role, so that is quite low, and we are wanting to see an increase in that. Now, the Combined Authorities, it sets out a route, and over the next decade, we want to deliver the vision for the benefit of our people, our places and our planet. The Combined Authorities is made up of 10 Greater Manchester councils and the Mayor, Andy Burnham, and they all work with other local services, businesses, communities and partners to improve the city region. Now, the Fire and Rescue Service, which is a big part of that, has 4 key pillars as part of its plan. So to prevent and protect, to respond, people and culture, and excellence and value. So we make sure that we look at all of that in our service delivery plan. And we're wanting to introduce T-levels, apprenticeships, work experience, and really get the younger people involved in the Fire and Rescue Service. Now, also a big part of that plan is the recruitment apprenticeships and, of course, the MBacc. So far, we have the largest firefighter apprenticeship programme in the country, which is huge for us. And we recruited 356 trainee firefighters in the past 4 years. Now, the apprenticeship is in-house, and I'll explain a little bit more about that as it goes on. Now, although we speak about the firefighters, and when you see the Fire and Rescue Service, you think it's just about fighting fires and that's it, but there's a lot more that goes beyond that. So this is a little bit about the groups and jobs that we have in fire. Now, there's prevention, corporate support, fleet and tech, and training and delivery. So it's a lot more than what you see. I've put a little bit on here, but of course I will send out any information should you need it further down the line. But the prevention side of things, we've got the volunteers and their managers, safety centre operators, prevention advisors in prisons. So if that was something that you wanted to go into, there's youth engagement, and of course there's the King's Trust too. We also have the administration side of things. So for those wanting to do business and management T-level, then that could be for you. We have electricians, plumbers, mechanics. We have all the fleet and tech. So if engineering or machinery is something that you wanted to go into, then that's something you could look at as well. So they look into all of our firefighting engines. They look at the equipment, anything from a pen to the helmets. That is basically what they look at. And then we also have our training and delivery, which is, of course, the apprenticeship side and those who deliver the apprenticeship programme. So the T-level opportunities in fire at the minute, we have a cohort of 10 students, which we are hoping to have join us from around September onwards. And then we're also hoping to open that up to a further 5 students, and that will be in January going from there. So what we're looking at topic-wise is the financial and professional gateway, the digital and technology, and then the education and early years. Now, alongside this, we also have police as a part of the Blue Light Pathways, and they're looking also at a cohort of 10 students joining in the new academic year. So we're really hoping to group together to do that. The gateways they're looking at is financial and professional, digital and technology, and engineering and manufacturing. Now, this isn't set in stone, it might change, but we would say to keep an eye out for it on GMACs. The apprenticeship opportunities that we have, so we've spoke a lot about the blue light roles in the frontline, but also we have other apprenticeships that are available. Now, level 3 apprenticeships start on a grade 3 salary, which is around £24,500. So you've got the business admin level 3, that's a really popular one within the organisation, IT solutions technician, and there's also HR support. Now, also included in that level 3 is apprenticeship firefighter. So that's really important to remember. And then we've also got the grade 4 salaries, and that's for your level 4 apprenticeships. And again, policy officer and project manager are really popular within the organisation. We also have our trainee programmes, which is the management trainee programme, a 2-year programme. It used to be a degree only, and we've scrapped that. So those leaving college can go into it. It's a 2-year programme with 3 rotations, and each rotation is 8 months long, sorry, and they can go into different directorates, so different departments and groups within the CA and fire. And then finally, we've got the Place Graduate Programme, which is a 2-year programme. This does involve a degree, and if you're looking at regeneration, looking at town planning, looking at estates, then this is definitely one for you. The platforms that we put our opportunities on are GMACs and Greater Jobs. Now, I do also want to include on here that for fire and rescue, we have the fire cadets from the ages of 13 to 16. And the fire cadets is a volunteering basis, but they are based in Wythenshawe, Bolton, Bury. It's 2 hours for 1 night a week, and it's a great opportunity for you to grow within the fire and rescue service. They are currently looking for volunteers, so if that's for you, then that is on the socials as well. So Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. That is everything from me. Thank you very much for your time, and I will hand back over to Felicity.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Izzy. So if anyone has any questions, please can you pop them in the Q&A. But just to get things started, I'll ask a question, Izzy. What was kind of your career journey, and how did you get to where you are in the fire service and CA?
My career journey was very different to what a lot of people's that I work with is. So I actually went to university, but I dropped out because I really didn't like it. I thought that it was something that I wanted to do, but actually I just kind of wanted to get straight into working. I worked for JD Sports as just a customer care advisor, went into learning and development, and I really wanted to give back to Greater Manchester. So when the job came up for the Combined Authorities and Fire, I jumped at the opportunity, and I'm really glad I did, because I have found a job that I'm really passionate about.
Amazing, thank you. And what kind of advice would you have for a young person right now that wants to get into this kind of role?
I would say to look at all your options. I know it's really scary and difficult when you're a young person and you don't know what opportunities are out there. But I would definitely say to weigh up all your options and not just go with the crowd. It's really easy to do when you're at school and college, because everyone's either applying for university and getting excited. But I would just say to look at all your options and yeah, just kind of take the materials that are out there and use them to your advantage.
Amazing, thank you. So we've got another question in the chat. One of the questions that's come up is, how do I improve my skills in helping others to be successful in a job?
So obviously personal and professional development is so important. And that was something that was never offered to me in previous roles. I would say communication is one of the biggest skills that you could ever have. So definitely work on that. Hopefully ask your teachers, ask tutors, ask mentors, and there's always material that you can use online as well. So yeah, communication skills will go a long way.
Thanks. And another great question. If you're an apprentice in the fire service, do you go to the burning buildings?
You do. You go through training first. They have a whole training centre in Bury, and that training centre has lots of different activities. So you go into dark rooms and you learn to feel around. You've got a tower block. So they make sure that you are ready before you go into a burning building. But yes, as an apprentice firefighter, you will go into burning buildings.
Thanks. And someone has asked, what courses would you suggest taking to provide kind of the skills you need to go into? It doesn't specifically say, but so I'm going to say the fire service as a whole, maybe firefighter.
So for the fire service, there is no specific qualification that you need. However, I would say for the firefighter apprenticeship, you have to have good fitness because you have a fitness test. There's a competency-based test as well. So I'd just make sure that you're doing mock exams for that. If you put your expression of interest into the fire service, they will send you mock interviews to do. So fitness, always brush up on your competency, and then you've also got your maths and English, but there's no set qualification that you need.
Wow, thank you. So that's all we've got time for today for questions. So a huge thank you to Izzy for sharing your story, and thank you all for joining us today. So you should have a session card to help you explore more about blue light as a sector, but if not, please ask your teacher to share this with you. So GMACS, as I said before, is the Greater Manchester Careers Apprenticeship and Careers Service, and you can find lots more information on there about careers, apprenticeship opportunities, and things open to you. Many of you will already be using this, but please speak to your teacher more about it. For teachers, parents or carers joining us today, there's a link been added into the Q&A with a feedback form on. So please take the moment to complete this on behalf of your students or your children, because your feedback is really important to us and helps us improve this kind of session for the future. So thank you again, everyone, and thanks for joining us. Have a fantastic morning.